matchup. Stop giving up easy transition buckets and looking to get on a winning streak. And no better way to try to do that to get in here on the Bangor Auditorium floor against a Bapst team that's struggling a little bit this year. He's got some things to work on. But Coach Tennant has a lot to deal with, too. A freshman, 2 sophomores in that starting lineup. And, you know, there's no off years for the Bangor Rams. You know, there's no rebuilding year. So there's always pressure on this team, and they've got a lot to work on with a 1-3 start.
Well, we've got 2 games on the schedule tonight. We'll be playing the boys game with Bapst tomorrow night, and we'll be back with first period action from the auditorium. Bapst and Bangor girls action right after this.
Back at the Bangor Auditorium, getting ready for the starting lineups tonight between the Bapst Crusaders and the Bangor Rams. Heel points just came out today, as we mentioned earlier, and Bangor finds themselves down in about 8th or 9th place. As we said, a 1-3 start. And, of course, Bapst, without a win so far, finds themselves towards the bottom of the pack. No real surprise with who's at top. Presque Isle is having a good start to the year, a little more surprising than people might expect early on. I don't think anybody's surprised to see Coney, Nokomis, and Old Town at the top of that list.
Yeah, Coney definitely has a great program, and Nokomis has some great ball players who've spent the last 3 or 4 years together, playing together. Many people expect them to be right in the thick of things. I think the bit of the surprise right now is Hamden Academy up there in 7th place. They did not play basketball very well early on, but had a good victory over Brewer, and are 4-3 right now in 7th place. Gardner is 4-1 in 8th, and Bangor finds themselves in 9th place with a record of 1-3, and really a long way to go. But I think Tom Tennant is more concerned about building some continuity here rather than wins and losses right now. I think he's pretty much sure they're going to go to the tournament at some point, but he wants to get them playing the kind of basketball that they've been playing for the past few years.
It was a tough adjustment coming to Maine and going to the heel points. I had never dealt with that playing high school athletics in New Jersey. And the thing was, is everybody stuck in their conference and everybody played everybody and it all came out even. But a good reason why. For instance, you take a look at Bangor, 1-3, 3 spots lower. You find Brewer at 3-3, who beat Bangor.
Right.
But the fact is, a couple of their wins were against Bapst. They also dropped down a class and beat Bucksport. So some of those wins, not point-worthy wins against 2 teams that are struggling early in the year. So after admittedly struggling with the system for a couple of years, I certainly see its necessity, especially in a state like Maine.
Well, the heel system's been around since I was in high school, and that was back, I think, around I want to say 64, 65, somewhere around there when Morris was a senior.
Sorry to hear that. That's a
and it's been around a long time. Probably people would have thought it would have been because the Big East syndrome, when they used to stack their records and everybody was 10-0 to start the Big East season in college basketball. But can't do that in Maine. You have to play some competition to make the tournament.
It seems like it all evens up, though, because eventually you go into the tournament play, everybody's playing everybody, and that certainly helps things out. But, no doubt, you're right, it is definitely the equalizing factor. Look at our starting lineup tonight for the Bangor Rams. At center, a sophomore, Alyssa Ogden. In the backcourt, a freshman, Elise Angst. Laura Clark, guard, a junior. She's going to be looked to play tough defense in the 1-3-1 and get some turnovers and transition baskets. Marissa McLeod, she is a junior guard, and Carolyn Weymouth, another sophomore. So 2 juniors, 2 sophomores, and a freshman in that very young Bangor Ram lineup.
We want to thank our friends at Linehan's Credit Now Auto Company, one of our sponsors. They have locations in Bangor, Brewer, and Ellsworth. Of course, a family business for over 50 years and automobile dealerships around eastern Maine. And they want to wish good luck to all the teams here in eastern Maine. We're carrying over 20 of them during this regular season action on the Interscholastic Sports Network, which is WBGR Television, WHCF 88.5 FM radio, and WHMX radio 105.7. And also our dear friend at St. Croix Video Productions, Morris Brown, who handles all the video action for us. Well, now from the Bangor Auditorium for our game tonight, Bapst and Bangor, here is the national anthem.
Picking up where we left off on the starting lineups for the John Bapst Crusaders, Ashley Clough, senior guard, Sarah Miller, a junior forward, Katie Anderley, sophomore playing forward, Stacy Allen, she's a guard and is a senior, and Lauren Hunter, forward, and she is a junior. Bangor, of course, in their road maroon and white, and in their home white uniforms, the John Bapst Crusaders. As we mentioned, the Crusaders looking for their first win of the year. They are 0-5, and the Rams looking to head back towards the 500 mark. They come into the game at 1-3.
Of course, in the auditorium for a regular high school game, not tournament action, it's a somewhat sparse crowd tonight.
And even if there is a good crowd, it doesn't look like much of one in comparison to what you see at the tournament. Crusaders will start with the basketball. Ashley Clough with it. Bangor opens up in the 1-3-1 as we expected. Looking to go inside with it. Katie Anderley, not much there right now. And out top is Clark. We expected her to be the harasser at the top of the defense. Crusaders showing a lot of patience. Struggled a little bit offensively this year, so they would like to keep the score down tonight. Miller with the basketball goes in front of the Bangor bench, intended for Stacy Allen. It goes out of bounds, and the Crusaders keep the basketball. Sarah Miller to inbounds for the Crusaders. Baseline with Ashley Clough. She'll kick it out. Thinking about the three is Sarah Miller, and she'll be called for the travel. And, of course, that's always the keys in these ball games, Wayne. It's always the fundamentals, especially with teams struggling, and you've got to take care of that basketball.
And a lot of teams do struggle here at the auditorium because it's very spacious compared to most of your high school facilities.
So the Rams start with the basketball. Crusaders open up at the man-to-man, going inside to Ogden. Ogden off glass is no good, and the rebound by the Crusaders. The last game we saw with Bangor against Brewer, they were really limited in second shot opportunities, and evidenced again down there not getting on the boards. However, the Crusaders commit their second turnover of the ball game in as many possessions, and Bangor takes over. Scoreless a minute into the ball game. Tim Collins and Wayne Frost with you from the Bangor Auditorium as part of the Interscholastic Sports Network. Baseline jumper taken by Angst, missed. Rebound, though, is Marissa McLeod, and she puts it up and in. And the Rams are on the scoreboard, 2-0. Elise Angst left open on that baseline and connects. Bapst quickly drives down off the left blocks. Ashley Clough misses and is going to be able to steal the ball back from the Rams. Feeding Miller. Miller, 10-footer, misses, and the weak side board pulled down by Alyssa Ogden. 2-0 Rams. 1.5 minutes into the game. The feed inside to Carolyn Weymouth, and Weymouth is going to be fouled and go to the line and shoot two.
Foul was on Ashley Clough. That'll be her first, team first.
So to the line, one of the mini sophomores on this lineup, Caroline Weymouth. The Rams leading 2-0, 6:27 to go, first quarter. First one rattles in and out. Our next broadcast on the Interscholastic Sports Network is coming up this Friday as Central takes on Bangor Christian in boys basketball. That's a CD matchup, and that is on WHCF 88.5. Weymouth misses both from the line, and the Rams hold on to their 2-0 lead. Clough with the basketball for the Crusaders, looking to go inside. Finds Casey Ryder back out top to Miller. Clough with it again. Patience against the Ram defense. Not a whole lot open inside, so the three-pointer is attempted by Allen. No good, and the Rams get the rebound.
Rams are playing a bit of a matchup zone right now. They're really extending the offense and pushing them back away from the basket, too. Bapst is going to have to really move that ball quickly with passes. Sometimes when you just hold that basketball for 1 second, it gives the defense a chance to adjust.
Especially with a zone. A zone is smothering if you don't move the ball quickly. If you move the ball real fast, you got a good chance. If you don't, good luck against it. Rams leading 2-0, 2 minutes into this ball game from the auditorium. Looking to go inside is Weymouth. Nothing there against the man. Back up top it goes to Clark. Again, we've talked about Coach Tennant really looking for somebody to step up offensively so that they have a primary scorer to go to. A very balanced team, which is great, except when you get into crunch time, you'd really like to have that go-to person. Foul on the play called on Miller, her first, team's third. So the Rams will inbound in front of the Crusader bench. Baseline pass is picked off. First turnover of the game for the Rams. And a timeout called on the play by Coach Curtis. with the score 2-0, 5:37 into the contest. And as you said, Wayne, you figure the thing you're going to be discussing right here is ball movement against the zone. You can't sit there and just gently toss it around the perimeter and expect to get anything.
Well, Bangor's playing a 2-1-2 zone. Of course, what you have to do as a point guard is you have to make those two guards up front pinch, and then the wing is open. And if the person comes up from the baseline to guard the wing, then you just rotate the center down, and it's one-on-one on the blocks down there.
Right now, with the limited ball movement, not going to get a whole lot done offensively, and that's what we're seeing right now. 2-0, 2.5 minutes into the ball game. Tim Collins and Wayne Frost with you from the Bangor Auditorium as the Crusaders will inbound at midcourt. Bringing it up and directing the offense, Ashley Clough, the senior point guard, to Allen. Allen double-teamed, needing some help on the baseline. And again, good defense by the Rams. No opportunities right now to go inside for the Crusaders. Tried and work it in the paint, and it's picked off. Ada Athorpe with it, loses the handle. Second turnover of the ball game for the Rams. So both teams with 2 turnovers early on. It's not the shooting of the Rams that's been the bad thing. It's been taking care of the basketball. Better ball movement around the perimeter by the Crusaders. Into the paint, turnaround jumper by Miller is up and good, and we're tied at 2, 3 minutes into the game. Miller with Rams draped on her, no problem. So the Rams with the basketball against the man. Weymouth with it around the perimeter to Angst. Angst looking to go inside, looking for the high percentage shot. Finally, they do get it inside to Ogden. Turnaround shot by the sophomore is no good, and the Crusaders get the rebound. Good defense by the Rams, deflecting the ball. Crusaders unable to hold it. It goes out of bounds, and the Rams will take over. Third turnover of the game for the Crusaders. Substitution in for the Rams, Ashley Hayden in the ball game. Marissa McLeod, baseline jumper. Nothing but the bottom of the net. She's got all 4 points for the Rams, and it's 4-2 midway through the first quarter. Not a real quick tempo to the game. Putting it on the auditorium floor slows it down even more, as you pointed out, Wayne. A spacious venue to play in. Sarah Miller with the basketball. Patiently against the zone. 2-1-2, nothing is there. Miller tries to go right side. Double team, needs some help, and gets it off to Ryder. Ryder is then going to be fouled on the blocks.
Foul was on number 34 for Bangor. That's Ashley Hayden. That's her first.
And the first foul of the ball game on the Rams. 3:45 to go first quarter. 4-2. Rams on top of the Crusaders in this girls' Class A matchup. Rams 1-3. John Bapst 0-5, looking for their first win of the year as the three-pointers rifled by Clough and the weak side board pulled down by the Rams. Laura Clark with it. Baseline over to McLeod. She's feeling it. Got 4 points off the side of the backboard. Gets her own rebound. Puts it up and misses. And it's going to go out of bounds. And the officials will converse and say it's going to stay right down at this end. And the Rams will keep it. So Elise Angst to inbound underneath her own basket. Leading by 2. 3:24 to go first quarter in the auditorium. Inbound goes to McLeod. She puts it up and in. And it's the Marissa McLeod show. She's got all 6 points. And the Rams are up by 4. 6-2 Bangor. Lob pass deflected away, tracked down in the corner by Stacy Allen. Allen against the double team tries to force it inside to Ryder, and another turnover. The 4th on the Crusaders. Weymouth brings it up at the top of the key. Good ball movement around the perimeter. Clark looking to go inside to McLeod. She's had the hot hand deflected by the Crusaders, and Clark able to get it back. So Angst with it against the man. Inside it goes to McLeod. She'll kick it out to Weymouth, who looks to operate baseline, gets herself stuck behind the backboard, and there for the rebound and the putback is Ashley Hayden. She'll be fouled and go to the line and shoot 2. Bangor will head back to the line. They are 0 for 2 there on the night, and they lead at 6-2 with 2:41 to go in the first quarter from the auditorium.
The foul was on Casey Ryder for Bapst. That's her first.
Don't forget, immediately following this game, we've got a boys matchup.
Right, and that will be broadcast on Wednesday evening at 6:30, not tonight following this game.
Substitution in for the Crusaders. Checking in is number 52.
And we don't have a 52. I have to double check this program. There isn't one on that one. Let's try one of the new
See,
fresh
communications,
ones
it's kind of like marriage. You know, you think you've communicated and then it never seems to work out the way you'd hoped it would.
And we don't have a 52 on this one either. And that's the one we just picked up at the front table. That one's hot, still, the ink's still wet. So it's just good old number 52. Sounds like a train.
Well, that's what I'm guessing. I'm guessing officials are trying to figure out what exactly is going on and who the player is. The first free throw obviously was made by Weymouth. It is 7-2, 2:41 to go, first quarter of play.
It'd be interesting to see if they call a technical on Bapst, because maybe her name is not in the book. It's not on the program, but that doesn't mean anything as far as the game goes.
Correct. But that is what the discussion is all about over at the scorers table right now, as the officials are talking to Coach Jen Curtis of the Crusaders. Remember, our next broadcast on the Interscholastic Sports Network is coming up Friday Central at Bangor Christian, and that is on 88.5 WHCF, the Interscholastic Sports Network, made up of a couple radio stations, 105.7 EX, 88.5 WHCF, and then WBGR, providing the television broadcast. You can find them on Channel 9 on Adelphia, or 33 in UHF, and then also St. Croix Video doing the production side of things, and the technical will be called, so Hayden will shoot from the line and misses the technical. Actually, what that was, Hayden was finish up on her two shots. Excuse me. Now Laura Clark will take the technical. So 7-2, and it's front rimmed.
Bangor is 0 for 4 from the stripe right now.
Second one is on the way, and no good. So this game a lot closer than it could be. Right now it's 7-2 if the Rams were hitting their free throws. So 2:41 to go in the first quarter, and because of the technical, the Rams will keep the basketball. Again, simply, you've got to have all your players written in the scorebook. Not only for the officials, but for the announcers, so that we can tell you who is in the ballgame.
Yeah, I don't think the T was for our benefit.
No, it wasn't. Weymouth with the basketball. Over to McCrum, who's just checked in. Laura Clark looks to drive, kicks it over baseline. Weymouth will think about it. She'll take that three in the corner and draw nothing but the bottom of the net. She's on the scoreboard, her first points of the night, and it's 10-2 Bangor. 2:10 to go in the first quarter from the Bangor Auditorium. Miller looks to operate, gets it down on the baseline. Shot put up by the Crusaders, no good, and the rebound by the Rams, and they'll look to push it. McLeod with the basketball, loses the handle. They reset the offense. Clark with it, looking to go inside. Again, McLeod has got 6 of the 10 Ram points as the left-handed layup is put up and in. A fantastic move by Clark, and she's fouled. That atones for the missed free throws.
Yeah, it's definitely a nice move, too. Good body control.
So Clark will head back to the line with 1:49 to go in the first, and the Rams on top of the Crusaders, 12-2. Already, the Crusaders with 6 team fouls. And the three-point play, no good. So the Rams' woes at the line continue, but they get the rebound. Weymouth will help them resettle the offense. Clark now with it in front of the Crusader bench, looking to go inside against the man. Nothing there, so Weymouth will go for the three where she just hit it. Can't connect this time, and it'll go out of bounds. And the Crusaders will take over. Might as well go to the well till the well runs dry. Weymouth thought about it the first time she took the three in the corner and said, hit the last one. Let's try it again.
Bangor's going to put on a little 2-2-1 zone full court pressure.
Give the Crusaders something else to think about and immediately get a turnover out of it. Bapst now has 5 in the first quarter. Multiple substitutions coming in for the Crusaders. Checking into the ball game, Ada Athorpe, Amber Lincoln, and Brittany Martin in for the Crusaders, who trail 12-2 with 1.5 minutes to go in the first quarter of play. Clark with it, swinging it around the perimeter. Weymouth thinks about the three, drives in, lowers the shoulder, no call, and the Rams will reset the offense again. Clark looking to go inside. Hayden wanting the ball. Same with Weymouth. Hands up all over the place. Instead, they'll give it over. Three-point shot is fired up by McCrum. No good. And the Crusaders are going to get the rebound, and they'll be fouled.
Good position there by number 52, and if that's your daughter, folks, watching on TV, we apologize. We do not know her name, and the officials don't either. She reported in the game, and we did not have her listed in the program. But she had good position on that rebound.
A fine job with that. Checking in for the Rams, number 12, Aaron Porter, under a minute to go, and the Rams get their second turnover since going to the full court press. Clark drives in, will be fouled, and head back to the free throw line. And if you're the Crusaders, a good choice. Clark on the night, 0 for 3 from the line in the first quarter.
Brittany Martin picked up that foul. So we have 17 fouls and 7 individual fouls on different players.
Spreading around the wealth. To the line, Laura Clark, the junior guard. 2 points on the night.
And she missed that one. She's 0 for 4 right now.
Got to go back to that left-handed layup. That was working good. And with that connection right there, the Rams now 2 of 9 from the line in the first quarter. 13-2, Rams on top, though. And already 6, make it 7 Crusader turnovers have not helped John Bapst out. Clark with it, right blocks, pulls it back out. Looking to go inside, nothing there, so the Rams will work it again around the perimeter. Good ball movement. McCrum declines on the shot. She'll get it to McLeod. She's had the hot hand early on, a little bit out of her range, misses that one. And the Crusaders get the rebound with 25 seconds to go in the quarter, trailing by 11. Again, the full court press on, and Clark will be called for the foul. Substitution in the ball game for the Crusaders. Checking out of the ball game is going to be Ada Athor. And in for the Bangor Rams, Marion Bradford. Sophomore making her first appearance of the night. See if Bangor will get another shot at it. Crusaders may hold for the final shot. Into the corner it goes. Amber Lincoln with the basketball. Baseline jumper will drop in for her. Crusaders with their second field goal of the game, and it's 13-4, just 7 seconds to go. Rams will have to push it. They work it over to McCrum in front of the Crusader bench, knocked out of bounds. Officials will converse and say that it is Crusader basketball with under 3 seconds to go. So going to have to get it into midcourt and launch it. Limited time, get it up, and Anderley will rifle it up and just misses. And that will do it for the first quarter of play, where the Bangor Rams on top 13-4. This is WBGR Bangor. First. So again, zone pressure put on by the Rams, and good ball movement by the Crusaders, getting it down the floor in a hurry. And the shot is up and no good by Amber Lincoln, but she'll go to the line and shoot too. It's funny, they came out, the Crusaders came out early, very slow ball movement, very tentative, and it seems like as the game has gone on, they've warmed up a little bit and then much crisper, quicker passes. No problem with that zone press. So Amber Lincoln goes to the line, the senior, 2 points on the night. The first one is up and no good. First free throw attempt of the night by the Crusaders. Not so for the Rams, who have already attempted 9 and are in the bonus. Second one is good. Lincoln now has 3 points, and it's 19-5 Bangor. 6 minutes to go in the first half of the play from the Bangor Auditorium. Tim Collins and Wayne Frost with you on the Interscholastic Sports Network. Outside jumper taken by Anks. No good. Board pulled down by Clark, and she'll reset the offense. She'll go to take the shot, partially blocked on the play by Lincoln, and it'll go to the floor, and we'll have a travel on the Crusaders. So even when things are going well, Crusaders still getting turnovers. Angst will inbounds underneath her own basket. Weymouth has hit a baseline 3 already from the other side of the floor, looking to go inside. Flashing over on the baseline is Angst around the perimeter. Bangor has shown good patience. Weymouth has the 3 if she wants it. Instead, Clark will take it. Back rims it, and the rebound by the Crusaders. Nice position by Anderley. A little trapping going on by the Rams. Ball knocked loose, and it's going to go out of bounds. Good call by the official right on the play. The Crusaders tried to maintain possession of it, but had a hand on it as it touched the out-of-bound line.
Of course, we don't know who number 30 is either, as she wasn't listed in the program.
5:20 to go. First half of play, 19-5. Weymouth with the medium-range jumper and gets nothing but the bottom of the net. The sophomore with a nice stroke. She's got 5, and it's 21-5 Bangor. Against the press again, Crusaders doing a nice job working it down the floor, and the layup is up and good. 21-7.
By number 52. She's made an impact in the ball game.
skip past to Weymouth, right where she hit the last shot. This time she'll up fake, drive the lane, and it's going to be called for the travel before the contact. Substitution for the Rams checking in, Tara Sullivan. Sullivan will replace Rachel McCallion.
The Bapst girls are beginning to solve that press a little bit.
Well, and that's what Coach Tennant was talking about. They've been pressing a little more than they wanted to, and they've been giving up too many easy buckets. And if you've noticed, that's where the buckets have come from. John Bapst, a couple good shooting opportunities. As, again, the Crusaders work it inside, get another bucket, and it's 21-9 midway through the second quarter. Weymouth with the basketball up top. Has shown good range on the jumper tonight. Over to Clark in front of the Crusader bench, and we're going to have a little hand check on the Crusaders. And that will send Clark to the line in a 1-on-1. Probably not exactly where Laura wanted to go. 1 of 5 from the line tonight with 4 points. Foul on the play is called on Amber Lincoln. Her first, team's 8th. So still no Crusaders with 18 fouls, and everybody's got 1.
Bangor has a pretty good crowd here tonight. Probably a couple hundred people on our side, on the visitor side of the auditorium, which is the right side if you come in, front door.
And Clark hits the important front end of the 1-and-1. Bangor now 3 of 10 from the line. Always good as a head coach to have something you need to discuss after a ball game, even if it's a little lopsided. You always want something positive, but you always want something that you need to improve on. As Clark hits them both. She has 4 in the quarter and 7 in the game. 23-9 Bangor. 4:15 to go, second quarter from the auditorium. Crusaders, again, moving the ball much better than they did earlier in the ball game. They sat on actually 0 for a long time and then 2 for quite a while, and have since picked things up. Knocked out of bounds, and we're going to have another turnover on the Crusaders, and the Rams will take over. In double figures now in turnovers for the Crusaders. If you're looking for kind of a measuring stick on how this game would go, both teams have played Brewer as Clark fires up the 3 and the Crusaders get the rebound. The Witches were on top of John Bapst 40-9 at the half. So, and again, they beat Bangor. Nice foul line jumper, 15-footer by Katie Anderley. Her first bucket of the game. The sophomore makes the score 23-11 Bangor. Nice jump shot. Clark on the up fake goes baseline. Is going to catch the hip of Brittany Martin, who will be called for the blocking foul. That'll be the 9th team foul now.
I think that's 2 on Brittany.
And to the line again goes Laura Clark. So after a tough start, she started 0 for 4 from the line and has heated up and has since gone 3 for 3.
Bapst is beginning to climb back in this ball game a little bit. Of course, a lot better movement on the offense, ball movement, and playing a zone defense now.
Ashley Clough, Stacy Allen back in the ball game for the Crusaders as Clark hits the front end of the 1-and-1 yet again.
She has 8 points so far, and half of those from the line. After she missed her first 4, she's made her last 4 from the charity stripe.
McLeod also with 8 points for the Rams. Now Clark, the leading scorer in the ball game, is into the game for the Rams. Is Marissa McLeod. And Clark will take a seat with the 9 points. 25-11, Bangor with a 14-point lead, 3:27 to go in the first half. Stacy Allen in front of the Bangor bench looking to lob it inside. Good defense by Kelsey Curtis as the freshman knocks it out of bounds, and the Crusader will keep the basketball. Through Clough's legs, saves the backcourt violation and gets it to Stacy Allen. Temporarily had the numbers. Bangor hustles back on defense and picks up the steal. Elise Angst, excuse me, goes coast to coast, goes in for the layup, and will be fouled. Nice anticipation by Angst. Was sitting towards the baseline and saw the pass coming in, anticipated it, picked it off, and will be rewarded by going to the free throw line and shooting 2.
Actually, though, a no-no against the zone defense is to pass the ball diagonally to the low post on the weak side. It just won't go very often. You have 3 players that are pretty much standing in the way there at some point in time.
So the freshman to the line, connects on the first. So as we talked about, Bangor opened the game 2 of 9 from the line and has since gone 5 for 5 in the second quarter. Alyssa Ogden back in the ball game for the Rams. as the second one is up and good. Rams playing textbook basketball here in the second quarter and are up by 16, 27-11, 3 minutes to go in the half from the Bangor Auditorium. Tim Collins and Wayne Frost with you on the Interscholastic Sports Network. Crusaders almost lose the basketball against the 1-3-1. Up high, McLeod harassing the guards in front of the Bangor bench. With it is Stacy Allen. Allen looking for some help, gets it inside. Driving to the lane is Brittany Martin, and she'll be fouled and go to the line and shoot two.
Good ball movement by the Crusader girls there on that play.
So Brittany Martin, the junior forward, would step to the line.
That was on Ogden. That's her first. I don't know. What is she, about 6'3", 6'4"?
6 team fouls now on the Rams as Martin connects and is in the scorebook with her first point of the night. Checking into the ball game for Bangor is Erin Porter. It looks like Coach Tennant would like a timeout.
The boys play after this, Bangor and Bapst boys. If you've tuned in tonight to see that game, it will be rebroadcast tomorrow night at 6:30 on WBGR. And we've got some games coming up on the schedule next week as well. If I can find my sheet. I'm just buried in paperwork here. Our next television broadcast will be next week on Monday night. Correction, make that Saturday evening. Nokomis plays at Old Town. That's boys action on WBGR. And then Monday night, Bapst is at Orono. The same Bapst girls team playing against Orono. Orono saw them in a preseason tournament in their own gym. Didn't look very good, but they've won a couple of games this year. And then Herman at Old Town. That's on Wednesday, January 15th next week. That's a simulcast on WBGR and WHCF. And then after that, it's Bangor at Hampton. That should be a good affair on Friday the 17th. That's girls action. That's right back here at the Bangor Auditorium, and that's a broadcast on WBGR on Friday the 17th. So a lot of girls action coming away next week here on television.
2:48 to go in the first half of action in this girls Class A matchup. Crusaders with some work to do. They find themselves down 27-12, and to the line goes Brittany Martin, where she's connected on the first one. Coming out of the timeout, she hits the second one. Crusaders now 3 of 4 from the line, and the lead's down to 14, 27-13 Bangor. Tara Sullivan looking inside, needing some help. Got to get rid of that basketball soon. She'll lob it back to midcourt, and it's going to be a backcourt violation. Would have been. Instead, hustling is Ashley Clough. Clough tries to work it over. Nice jump shot fired up by Anderle. Nothing to show for it as there's a foul on the rebounding action. Sullivan just found herself in no man's land, was going to get the 5-second call, had to unload it, and basically tossed it back towards midcourt, hoping her guards could get there. Clough out hustled them, but the Crusaders unable to convert. Now in the double bonus, as Carolyn Weymouth will go to the line and shoot two. Weymouth with 5 points on the night, hits the first.
That was the third foul on Ashley Clough.
Again, we talked about Bangor going 2 of 9 from the line in the first quarter, and they are still perfect here in the second quarter, 7 of 7. That helps the percentages out a little bit. As Weymouth misses the second, 28-13 Bangor, 2:15 to go in the first half. Knocked away but controlled by Anderle. Anderle with Sullivan all over. A good defense, and it's going to create a turnover. With the steal is Erin Porter. Porter in transition, gets it to Weymouth. She's already hit a 3 out there. Instead, we'll throw a skip pass to Sullivan. Sullivan drives the lane back to Weymouth. Good ball movement by the Rams. Porter with a 3-point shot, and she nails it. Erin Porter, first points of the game, and it's 31-13 Bangor. Crusaders with the basketball, trailing by 18, under 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Attempting to go baseline, Brittany Martin has the door shut down, knocked out of bounds, and the Crusaders will keep the basketball. Martin to inbound underneath her own basket, looking for somebody to move around. Not a whole lot of movement, so she has to kick it way out top to Athworth. Double teamed in the corner. Allen needs to get rid of that basketball. Goes baseline.
Nice
wraparound pass.
Oh.
And the layup is missed. And good hustle by the Bangor Rams as Caroline Weymouth jumps out of bounds, knocks it off a Crusader defender, and Bangor will get the basketball.
That was a very good pass. too bad they couldn't convert on the layup.
Nothing too cute, just wrapped right around them. Nice bounce pass. Sullivan with the basketball for the Rams inside to Ogden. Ogden looking to get on the scoreboard, goes with the left-handed hook and gets it to drop. Sophomore in the scoring column, and it's 33-13. Bangor with a minute to go in the first half. Looking to penetrate is Athorpe, and is going to be fouled on the play by Sullivan. That'll be the 7th on the Rams, and we should be in the 1-and-1. And to the line is Ada Athorpe looking to get in the scoring column for the Crusaders. Crusaders 3 of 4 from the line on the night. Athorpe, a junior, goes off glass, no good, and misses the front end of the 1-and-1. So Bangor with the basketball, under a minute to go. Doesn't look like they're going to hold for the final shot. Porter will take the long two. I think the foot was on the line. And the rebound comes down to the Crusaders. Athorpe brings it up. 45 seconds to go in the quarter. 20-point Bangor lead. Nice attempt down on the left blocks. Pass a little too high. And the turnovers continue to mount for the Crusaders. Again, the ball movement has been much better since the early opening minutes. But nothing to show for it that time for the Crusaders. Bangor with the basketball, looking to improve to 2-3. Coming off of a loss at home against the Brewer Witches. Bangor showing some patience, like they might decide to hold for the final shot. Over to Weymouth. And that is exactly what they're going to do. They're going to hold for the final one. Knocked out of bounds. Good hustle on the play by Anderley. And it's down to 13 seconds to go. So pretty much on the inbound, you should see Bangor come out and run their offense. Almost stolen away, so this shall give the Rams a 5-on-4 temporarily if they push it. Sullivan will drive into the lane, goes to the bounce pass to Ogden. Stolen away, and then stolen back, and we're going to have a reach-in foul. We're going to have to see who that goes against.
It looks like Bapst number 23. That's Katie Anderley. That should be her second.
So we'll go to the free throw line with Aaron Porter. Porter's got 3 points on the night. Bangor 7 of 8 from the line here in the quarter, and the first one's missed. Just under 4 seconds to go, so the Crusaders not with a whole lot of time to even get it up to midcourt to get a shot off. Second one is front rimmed as well. And the Crusaders will have the ball tied up by McLeod. And the possession arrow favors the Crusaders. Under 2 seconds to go. Inbounds comes up to Athorpe. She'll chuck it and miss everything. And that'll do it for the first half of play from the Bangor Auditorium, where the Rams of Bangor are on their way to picking up their second win of the year. They are on top of the Crusaders 33-13. This is the Interscholastic Sports Network on WBGR, Bangor. Back at the Bangor Auditorium, getting ready for the start of the second half. Tim Collins and Wayne Frost with you. Our halftime score between the Bangor Rams and the John Bapst Crusaders is 33-13. Rams on top. They jumped out to a 13-4 lead in the first quarter. Were not aided by their free throw shooting, which was about the only negative you could have pointed to. They were 2 of 9. Heated up from the free throw line in the second quarter as from the field. And the Rams find themselves on top 33-13 as we move to second half action. And the Rams start with the basketball, of course, wearing their road maroon and white, and the Crusaders in their home white and purple.
I think if you're Coach Jen Curtis for Bapst, you're just going to try to win a period in these last 2 periods and try to get somewhat respectable score here.
Clark with the basketball, cutting to the basket, did everything right until she caught the basketball, shuffled her feet, and the Rams will turn it over. Turnovers a story in the first half. Crusaders had trouble holding on to the basketball. The tempo of the ball game was extremely slow. I think the first 3.5, 4 minutes, it was like 4-2 Bangor. Since then, the tempo for both teams has picked up, and both teams look a lot more comfortable on the floor. Rams open up in the 2-1-2 defensively as the Crusaders look to go inside. Nothing there, so they'll work it around the perimeter. Driving in for the 15-footer is Anderley. Can't get the shot. Put back is up and missed by the Crusaders, and Anderley gets the ball back finally. Misses the shot, but will go to the line and shoot 2. And Anderley, one of the rare women that you actually see that has a true jump shot.
Well, I saw one last night, a Rollins girl for East Torrance.
Very good basketball player in Class C. I believe, is she sophomore or junior. She's still
Yeah, I think she's no more than a junior. I know that.
definitely a youngster. Got
In fact, she's
got some really good skills.
I think she might be the best shooter, and savvy person with the ball as far as movement that I've seen so far in all the games that we've done.
She just has the look of a ball player. I don't know how to describe it other than that. There's a lot of folks that you see that can shoot the ball well.
I could be complimentary and say that she plays like a boy, and that's a compliment.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, she's very athletic. As the Rams get one of two from, or excuse me, as the Crusaders get one of two from the free throw line, Anderley gets one of two, cuts the lead to 33-14, and we've got a tie-up. And the Crusaders will inbound the basketball underneath their own hoop. Trying to go underneath and stolen away by Weymouth. Stepping in the passing lane. Caroline Weymouth up to McLeod. McLeod started the game quickly with 6 points fast early in the game. She's got 8 at the half and misses her first jumper. Crusaders come away with it. A minute into the third quarter of play in the Bangor Auditorium on WBGR, part of the Interscholastic Sports Network. A little leaner in the lane, fired up by Miller, no good. And the Rams are out and are looking to score in transition. Elise Angst. Nobody comes out to play her. She'll take the 15-footer. No good. McLeod didn't have the position but got the rebound, unable to convert, though, and the Crusaders come away with it. Coach Tennant said the Rams would like to get some more transition buckets. They've been yielding way too many, and they've definitely cut down on that. Anderley looking to go inside, needing some help. Knocked away. Good hustle by Angst. It'll go out of bounds. And the Crusaders will keep it. 6:31 to go in the third. 19-point Bangor lead. Boys matchup immediately following this ball game at the Auditorium.
And which will be broadcast Wednesday evening at 6:30 on WBGR.
Clark gets a hand on it, knocks it away.
I want to thank our friends at Linehan's Credit Now Auto Company for their sponsorship of our broadcast this season. They have locations in Bangor, Brewer, and Ellsworth, over 50 years in the car dealership business. And we want to thank Ryan and John Linehan, all the folks down there in Ellsworth, and they want to wish good luck to all the teams during our broadcast season.
A word to the wise, be careful if you're going to play fantasy football with Ryan Linehan. Very good at drafting his teams.
I like the sports sims myself. Bought my son an Xbox for Christmas, and I've been on it a little bit too.
Yes. Never too old to play the game.
That's right.
Crusaders with a turnover.
I'd like to say the Red Sox have won the World Series a few times over the years.
Yes. As long as you're playing PlayStation or Xbox, they do very well.
I'm a legend in my own mind.
3-on-2 for the Rams. Ogden fires it up, no good. And Clark will track down the rebound and reset things for the Rams. Hanks swings it to Weymouth into the corner to McLeod. McLeod up fakes, gets a nice pick from Ogden. Can't get the shot to go, though. And the Rams open up the quarter a mite bit cold.
Haven't scored yet. We've got 5:36 to go here in the third.
And this is very reminiscent of the way the game started. It took about 3.5 minutes for the two teams to get things going. Then things flowed a lot better, and that's exactly how we're starting the second half. Neither team has hit a field goal yet. The lone bit of scoring done by the Crusaders on a free throw made by Katie Anderley. So McLeod goes inside to Ogden. Ogden will back in, has the shot blocked by Casey Ryder, and the Crusaders are out, look to run. However, Bangor back in a hurry. The 2-on-1 turned into a 2-on-4 really quick. Athorpe looking to go inside, nothing there, so back to Miller. Miller almost drags that pivot foot. Anderley looking to go inside. 2-1-2 sunk back into where it looks like a 2-3. Steal on the play by Angst. She'll go in, lay it up and in. And Elise Angst now has 4 points in the ball game. It's 35-14 Bangor. 4:50 to go in the third quarter, and McLeod stepping in the lane. It's a 3-on-2 for the Rams. McLeod has to give it off. Angst will take the 15-footer and nails it. Angst with her two first field goals in the ball game. She now has 6 points, and it's 37-14. 23-point Ram lead, 4:30 to go. And we'll have a timeout by the Crusaders.
Our next broadcast on the Interscholastic Sports Network is on Friday night, as the Central Boys will play the Bangor Christian Boys at Hudson College. That's live on WHCF at 7 o'clock. Then on Saturday, we'll be splitting it up. I'll be heading down to Jonesport Beals in Washington County for the Bangor Christian Boys game. That's a 6:30 start live on WHCF. And also you'll have a television game on Saturday evening on WBGR in Tacoma South Old Town. And the next Monday, another girls game. In fact, a lot of girls games next week during this part of the season.
Crusaders look to start with the basketball midcourt coming out of the timeout. 37-14, as we talked about. In the situation that the Crusaders are in, you're looking to try to win a quarter. Down in the quarter, 4-1 so far, so they're looking for their first field goal of the second half. Gets worked inside. Shot is up and good by Heather Lafayette.
I think they're going to wave it off, though.
Correct.
And we're thankful we have the girls' names from Bapst who were just numbers in the first half. In fact, Lafayette had a couple of baskets for 4 points in that first half.
Well, the Crusaders still looking for their first field goal. Shot up, no good, going to go out of bounds. And the Crusaders will keep it. Foul on that previous play. It's called on Angst, her first, and Bangor's second. Crusaders go baseline. Shot is up and good. Sarah Miller with her 4th point of the game, and it's 37-16 Bangor. And a little bit of press by the Crusaders. Steal by Anderley, loses the handle, and it's going to go out of bounds. And the Rams will take over. Midway through the third quarter of play. A little surprise press there from the Crusaders. Created a quick turnover, but unable to cash in. McLeod splits the double team. It's going to be a 3-on-1. She'll go coast to coast, getting the pick from Ogden. And that's going to put McLeod in double figures with 10. It's 39-16 Bangor. Sometimes it's a boring job as a post player. You don't see anything in the scoring column or anything anywhere, but Ogden set up that pick that made it so very easy for McLeod. Bounce pass inside to Anderley. She fights to get the loose ball. Nice jump shot, but can't get it to go. And Weymouth gets the rebound for the Rams, and they'll look to run. Don't have the numbers. 3-on-5. Clark, baseline jumper. No good, and the rebound will be gotten by Clark, who followed her shot. Can't quite get it to go. Ogden with the putback, no good. And the Crusaders come away with it. 23-point Ram lead, 3:15 to go in the third from the Bangor Auditorium. Tim Collins and Wayne Frost, part of the Interscholastic Sports Network. 3-pointer rifled up by the Crusaders. Ogden with the rebound, and the Rams are out and look to run again. 3-on-4. Angst into the right corner, needing some help. Will kick it out to Weymouth, and the Rams will set up their offense. Clark looking inside for Ogden. Nothing there, so skip pass over to Angst, who can't get it to go, and the rebound pulled down by Miller of the Crusaders. 2:40 to go in the third. Miller cuts to the basket, had a good look going, and then couldn't hold on to the basketball. Diving on the floor, Stacy Allen, however, her shoulder was out of bounds, and the ball will go to the Bangor Rams. Aaron Porter in the ball game for the Rams, going to replace Caroline Weymouth. She'll sit with 6 points. Also in, Rachel McCallion and Ashley Hayden. (39-16), little pressure there by the Crusaders. Porter dribbles through it over to McCallion and gets it back. McLeod will take her first 3 of the game. Front rims it. And the loose ball will be pulled down by McCallion, who will back her way in, and she'll be fouled and go to the line and shoot 2. Good persistence by McCallion. Didn't really have position. The ball kicked out, backed her way in, and was fouled. The junior forward will head to the line looking for her first points of the night. Nothing but the bottom of the net. So for the Rams, it's been the story that they've had all year. Good balanced scoring. Still nobody really jumping out at you as far as a dominant leading scorer for the team. However, McLeod does have 10 and Clark with 9. Lane violation called on the Rams.
I think Bangor has as many points off free throws now as they do off field goals.
40-16. Rams by 24 with 2:20 to go in the third. Lafayette leans in. She's looking for her 6th point, has her shot blocked, and the Rams are out. And again, look to run. Angst with the basketball over to McCallion. McCallion looking inside to Hayden, nothing there, so they'll skip it into the corner. Porter inside to Hayden, off glass, no good, and the rebound by the Crusaders. Good ball movement, nothing to show for it that time offensively for the Rams, though. 1:50 to go in the quarter. 40-16 into Lafayette. Lafayette misses the shot. Rebound by Anderle, hangs in the air and gets it to go. She now has 5 points, and it's 40-18 Bangor. McLeod gets it up to Hayden. Hayden had a good look. However, the officials will call the foul, and it is going to go against Bangor. They're going to say McLeod out of control and called for the player control. That'll be her first foul, team's second. 1:34 to go in the third. Remember, our next broadcast on the Interscholastic Sports Network is coming up on WHCF 88.5. And that's a Friday game. Central against Bangor Christian is the three-point shot. Rifled up and connected on by Stacy Allen, her first points of the night. And it's 40-21 and a little full-court press by the Crusaders. Angst with the basketball over to McCallion. 1 minute to go in the quarter. Up top it goes to McLeod. Looking to go inside. Angst, 15-footer front rimmed, and the Crusaders had the loose ball. Angst gets it back. Over to Porter. Porter with the 15-footer, just short. Rebound by Hayden. The putback no good. And we're going to have a foul. That is, looks like it's going to go against the Crusaders. And Brittany Martin, who took the worst of it, getting called for the foul and then lost her balance as Hayden walked up her back.
And Hayden's a pretty sizable young lady, too. Because we don't discuss weight when it comes to girls. Just height.
Tall. Yeah, how long have you been married, Wayne? I've got to help you with these things. Hayden hits the first one. 2 points in the game and 2 of 3 from the line. McLeod will check out for the Rams, and replacing her, Marion Bradford. And Hayden front rims the second. It's all Bangor underneath the basket as McCallion gets it. We've got a tie-up. The possession arrow will favor the Crusaders with 47 seconds to go in the third, and Bangor leading by 20. So everything has stayed the same since the half. It was 33-13 coming out of the locker room, and it's still a 20-point lead for the Rams. Double team in the corner. Brittany Martin up to the top of the key. Three-point shot attempted by Allen. She's already hit one. That one's no good. And a rebound by Hayden of the Rams with 24 seconds to go. McCrum now with the basketball. Drives in, gives it off to McCallion. Wide open look from the left baseline is missed. And rebound by the Crusaders, and Hayden will be called for going over the back. For Bangor, that'll be their 4th team foul. And for Hayden, her second personal.
Well, in this period, a bit of a moral victory for Bapst. It's 8-8 in this period, scoring-wise.
And a chance to win the quarter as it's down to 6 seconds to go. Allen, 15-footer up and no good. Rams with the rebound and won't be able to get a shot off. So an even third quarter. And we wrap up 3 quarters of play. Bangor Rams in control on their way to their second victory of the year on top of the John Bapst Crusaders, 41-21. This is the Interscholastic Sports Network on WBGR. Back at the Bangor Auditorium, Tim Collins and Wayne Frost as we move to the 4th quarter of action. John Bapst Crusaders playing host to the Bangor Rams and find themselves in a big hole, 41-21. Moral victory for the Crusaders in the 3rd quarter. They were able to play the Rams even, each team getting 8 points.
Maybe now Coach Curtis would like to see them do well in this 4th period as well.
So McCrum will start with the basketball for the Rams. Skip pass, knocked loose. Porter gets the loose ball. Baseline jumper no good. And the rebound will come away to the Crusaders. Up to Anderle. Anderle, jumper from 15. Wow. Boy, I tell you, she's got a nice shot.
She does.
7 points to lead the Crusaders, and it's 41-23. Sure is pretty when it goes, I know that. Crusaders go for the steal, gives the Rams a 3-on-1. Layup is missed. Porter there for the putback, no good. And Porter will be called for going over the back. That'll be just the 5th team foul on the Rams. And John Bapst, which committed 12 or 13 fouls in the first half. In fact, we were in the bonus late 1st quarter, has only got 2 fouls in the 2nd half. So doing a better job playing defense with the feet. For Porter, that was her first personal foul. 7:20 to go in the game. Inside to Martin, punched away, and breakaway layup for Porter. She'll go in uncontested and knock it down. She's got 5 points, and it's 43-23 Bangor. Don't forget boys action coming up immediately following the ball game to be broadcast on WBGR Wednesday at 6:30. Outside jumper missed by the Crusaders. McCallion with the rebound for Bangor. Crusaders back on defense. Over to McCrum, looking to go inside. Nothing there, so skip pass goes over to Bradford. 5-footer put up and missed. A rebound by the Crusaders. Hayden had a good look, just front rimmed it. Stacey Allen goes baseline, double teamed, needed some help, and in a hurry, nice wraparound pass to LaPierre, who then is double teamed, and it's going to be tied up by McCallion, and possession arrow will favor the Crusaders.
Bangor's 11 for 22 from the line. After that 2 for 9 start, they're 9 for 13 since then.
Nice bounce pass to Martin. Martin underneath the backboard, though, needing some help, and it's going to be called for the travel. Nice pass, but found herself in no man's land.
And that's another phenomenon that happens here at the auditorium a little bit more because there's no wall close so that you kind of have perception where you are under that basket.
Go to look up and say, uh-oh. Personal foul going to be called on the Crusaders, just their third of the second half. It's going to be on Sherry Wickstrom, her first. The Rams will inbound in front of the Crusader bench, 6:19 to go, and a 5-second call. Good defense by the Crusaders. No one open. Substitution for the Crusaders. Out Sherry Wickstrom, and replacing her is Ashley Clough. Clough back in with 3 fouls, operating the point. Anderley calling for the ball. She leads the Crusaders with 7 points. Over to Stacey Allen. Allen bounce pass into LaPierre. LaPierre from the right blocks forces the shot up, but Hayden will be called for the foul. To the line, Heather LaPierre had 4 points in the first half. For Hayden, her third foul, Bangor's 6th. First one by LaPierre is front rim. Crusaders in the ball game now 4 of 7 from the free throw line. Second one is good. LaPierre with 5, and it's 43-24 Bangor. Beating the press, getting a 2-on-1. Good hustle. Getting back is Clough, fresh off the bench, knocks it out of bounds and averts the 2-on-1 break by Bangor. Bradford inbound underneath their own basket. Porter looking to go inside. Nothing there. Bangor will show patience. Lob inside to Bradford. Punched away. She gets it back. Jumper up and good. One of the many sophomores on this roster with her first points of the night. And it's 45-24 Bangor. 5:40 to go in the contest. Tim Collins and Wayne Frost with you as part of the Interscholastic Sports Network on WBGR Bangor. Combination of 2 radio stations, 88.5 WHCF, 105.7. And, of course, WBGR Television in partnership with St. Croix Video as John Bapst works it inside, gets the layup, and it's 45-26.
And Brittany Martin on the hoop there. That's her first basket of the game.
And has 4 points now. Hayden gets the ball inside, lays it up and in for Bangor. And it's 47-26 with 5 minutes to go in the game. Hayden now with 4 points, and that was her first field goal as well. Allen has had the outside shot, dribbles into the double team, wraps around to LaPierre. Seems like we've seen that play a couple times. Shots knocked out of bounds. The Crusaders will keep it as we get some multiple substitutions in the ballgame. In for Bangor, Stephanie Chase and Kelsey Curtis. In for the Crusaders is Sarah Miller. 4:45 to go, 21-point Bangor lead, well on their way to their second win of the year. Currently number 8 in the heel points, just released. Remember, of course, if you can get to the internet, you can check out all those heel points at,
right.
at mpa.cc. If you ever want to see those, they're updated weekly now.
Every Tuesday.
So if you can't wait for the paper on Wednesday, you can check it out on the internet Tuesday if you're that interested. Early in the season, of course.
Well,
Lots
I
of
like
things
the
have
internet
changed.
because I can print them out a little bit larger size, you know, for senior citizens, although I'm not
Yeah,
quite one yet, but you
that's
probably
good.
think I am.
It's good. Free throw by LaFierre is good. Now 2 of 3 from the line. She has 6 in the game. Back down to 20 points, 47-27 Bangor. Second one is missed, but there for the rebound is Miller. She's going to be tied up, and possession arrow will go to Bangor.
And someone went kerplunk to the floor.
Sarah Miller.
Yeah, she hit her head on the floor, too.
It's almost good to be on the wood, though. I mean, you've got some of those gymnasiums where it's basically rubber laid right down on cement. Those hurt.
Yeah, there's a lot of give on this floor.
There's a lot of give on this floor. And we're going to have a personal foul called on the Crusaders. That'll be their 4th team foul. And Bangor will keep the basketball. Foul on the play on Ashley Clough. She's been in foul trouble tonight. Had 3, had to go to the bench, and now has her 4th. And another turnover by the Rams. So since going to the full court press, it's given the Rams a little bit of trouble, and it's been even. Since halftime. Granted, both teams have substituted liberally. Clough with the basketball, baseline, going to get her shot blocked. However, a foul before the shot's going to go on Stephanie Chase. It'll be her 1st and the team's 8th, so we'll go to the free throw line and a 1-on-1. Set to check in for Bangor, making her first appearance is Libby Russell, replacing Megan McCrum. Ashley Clough to the line, looking for her first points of the night in the 1-and-1 with 4:14 to go. Bangor leading 47-27, and the front end is missed. Ball will go to the floor, and thought we were going to have a tie-up. Instead, Miller gets the loose ball out to Allen. Miller looking to go inside, instead over to Anderley. Nice bounce pass inside to LaFierre, has the shot blocked from behind. And the Crusaders keep the basketball, but still a much better flow to the Crusader offense than we saw in the first quarter. Allen with the basketball, looking to penetrate. 14-footer is missed. However, she'll be fouled and go to the line and shoot 2. Stacey Allen.
But I think Jen Curtis, the coach for Bapst, has accomplished in the second half what she hoped to accomplish, was basically play Bangor even. It was 20 points at the half, and it's 20 points right now as far as the league goes.
And you can't worry whether another team is substituting. You would hope that's what they're doing with a generous lead. All you can do is try to go out, like you said, and try to win it quarter by quarter. And hey, if you can win a quarter, great. If you can win a half, even better. Something to build on. And right now they are doing that, winning the half by a point as Allen gets 1 of 2 from the line. She now has 4 points in the game, and it's 47-28 Bangor, 3:45 to go. Crusaders going to fall to 0-6 on the year, and Bangor will improve to 2-3 as the Crusaders, with another turnover, done a much better job taking care of the basketball. Allen with it. Extended foul line over to Anderley. Anderley tries to go with a scoop shot. The backside official will make the call on a block. Susie Tanner set to check in at midcourt for Bangor. 3:30 to go. And to the line goes Katie Anderley. 7 points on the night for the sophomore. So a nice future. Young lady with a nice jump shot. Free throw is good. And for John Bapst, Amber Lincoln and Casey Ryder. Second one from Anderley is no good. And Bangor with the rebound. Bradford will bring it up with 3:25 to go. Bangor leading by 18. So Tanner goes inside to Curtis. Curtis triple team, needing some serious help. And we're going to have a tie-up. Possession arrow will give the ball to the Crusaders. Bangor settles back in the 2-1-2 with 3:15 to go. This is where you just like your team to play good defense with their feet. Don't reach in. Don't make the game any longer than you need to. And certainly don't allow the other team to score with the clock stopped. It's going to take them a lot to have to catch up with an 18-point lead. Three-point shot taken by Clough, front rimmed, and a rebound by Stephanie Chase. Good defensive stand that time down by Bangor with 2:45 to go. Zataner in transition has it punched out, and Bangor will keep the basketball. Bradford up top, punched away by the Crusaders, and tracking it down in the backcourt is Tanner. Bradford in front of her own bench to Libby Russell. Back to Chase. Chase very patiently working the offense with 2:25 to go, 18-point Ram lead. Bradford in front of her bench goes into the blocks, kicks it off to Chase, who works it inside. Loose ball falls in the hands of Libby Russell. That shot's going to go out of bounds.
Right between the uprights. And too bad the Giants hadn't done that yesterday or on Sunday.
They didn't have a chance to
have
kick
you
it through
your
the
first
upright.
this week.
That's what an awful way to lose a ball game. Lose a 25-point lead in an NFL playoff game, and then have two free throws, or two, they basically are free throws, two field goal attempts that you never even got really a chance to get off.
Yeah, I know. And then we didn't get the big call at the end of the game, which I thought was should have been replay of the down. And I don't work in the NFL, but
no, you don't. No.
I know she really elaborated on that. You know, I just brought it up, and then you really had to go take that to town.
You know,
take it to the bank.
A little salt in the wound. Crusaders missed the shot, and the Rams come away with it.
Well, Tim's a Yankees fan, folks. I'll be happy to give his home phone number at the end of the game, so you can call him and razz him until next October.
Right baseline up by Zataner, no good. And we'll shoot some free throws. 1:38 to go. 18-point Ram lead, and to the line goes Susie Zataner, the sophomore. Foul on the play is going to go against Amber Lincoln, her second and the team's fifth. First one from Zataner, front rimmed. Bangor's done a nice job on penetration. They've got 24 free throw attempts tonight. Can't be too disappointed with that if you're Coach Tennant. Percentage, not real thrilled about, I'm sure. Unofficially at 11 of 24. The second one is good. Of course, keep in mind that was a 2 for 9 start, so since then shooting about 50%. 48-29, 19-point Bangor lead with a minute and a half to go in this ball game. Nice pass into the paint, wide open look for Sarah Miller, can't connect. And the Rams come away with it, and again, the reserves have done a nice job playing clean defense for Coach Tennant. That's what you're looking for. Run the clock, don't commit the fouls, and allow them one-shot opportunity. Both defenses have actually played quite well here late in the ball game. A lot of times you see the reserves come in and it turns into a hack fest, and it has not been that way. John Bapst creates a turnover. Athorpe has it knocked loose, and we're going to have a double dribble called on Bangor. Crusaders will get the basketball with 58 seconds to go. So again, if you're Coach Curtis and looking to win the second half, you're leading by a point right now. Inbounds pass is going to go off of Wickstrom's foot, and Bangor will take over. Press creates another turnover, and then the Crusaders can't hold on to the basketball. And then they steal it right back. Sarah Miller goes in for the layup, and it's good. She's now got 6 points, and it's 48-31 Bangor. Sullivan with it. Bangor having a little trouble breaking the press. They work it up to Zataner. Zataner gets the shot up and good. And that's what you like to see. You come down, get a rebound, and make a tough shot over the backboard. You come back down your next time, hit the shot, and go to the free throw line. So one thing in athletics, to an extent, I mean, you have some people that are black holes. They get the ball and never give it back. But then you've got other players. You've got to learn to have a short memory. You miss a shot, you got to come back down, forget about it, and settle down. Zataner was able to do that. Hits the field goal, misses the free throw, and it's 50-31 with 30 seconds to go in the game. Athorpe with the basketball. Inside it goes to Miller. Back out to Lincoln. Lincoln baseline jumper, up and good. Nice shot by Amber Lincoln. Second field goal of the game. She's got 5 points. And it's 50-33 with 15 seconds left, and we've got a foul on the play. And that's just going to be, I guess that is the 7th foul. Will come down in the 1-and-1. Foul on the play is going to be on Sarah Miller, her 3rd. And as I said, the team's 7th. And to the line goes Tara Sullivan in the 1-and-1 with a chance to get in the scoring column.
Well, the scoring has been spread around. We don't have a player in this game that is in double figures right now. At least I don't, unofficially. McLeod, you're right. I can't count.
1-and-1 is...
Yeah, 10.
And that is it, though. Everybody else in single digits. So Tanner gets the loose ball. Runner off the left blocks. No good. Just 5 seconds to go in the game. So Bapst will have one final shot to launch it from midcourt. They try to lob it inside, and that will do it. So a moral victory for the John Bapst Crusaders. Found themselves down early in the game, trailed by 20 at the half, and were able to beat Bangor in the second half by 3 points. However, Bangor picks up the win, 50-33. They move to 2-3 on the year, and for the Crusaders, they fall to 0-6. This is the Interscholastic Sports Network, WBGR. Bang.
Well, welcome back for our post-game wrap-up. High scores tonight for Bangor. Marissa McLeod had 10, and Laura Clark had 9. And on the other side of the ledger, Katie Anderley, I had her as the high score, with 7 points for Bapst, followed by Lafayette with 6. Well, the boys have come on the floor. This broadcast for the boys' action between Bangor and John Bapst will be aired tomorrow night on Wednesday evening at 6:30. Your final comments, Mr. Collins.
Well, it was one of those things. You had a team that was 0-5, another one 1-3, looking to get things going in the right direction. And for Tom Tennant, I think he saw some things he was looking for. Still not a dominant scorer, but he wanted to limit turnovers, limit transition buckets, and he was able to do that tonight. Good balanced scoring effort, and they win the ball game. For John Bapst and Coach Curtis, you got to take the moral victory. You fell behind early, kept it respectable, down by 20 at the half, and were able to beat Bangor in the second half. So hopefully a moral victory that they can use to carry over into the second half of the season and pick up a couple wins.
Our next broadcast here on the Interscholastic Sports Network will be Friday night on WHCF, as it's Bangor Christian hosting the Central Boys at Hudson College. Game time on Friday night is 7 o'clock on 88.5 FM. For Tim Collins, Wayne Frost, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.